Hey guys, Professor Prime here with MyJPlanet.com, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Today is going to be a discussion video, kind of a first impression video. And what are we watching? We watched One Piece. That's right, guys. I finally, as a Dragon Ball Z fan, huge Dragon Ball Z fan, if the channel name doesn't give that away, and Transformers fan, I watched One Piece for the first time in a very long time. Now, I watched One Piece originally, like, I think I watched 4 or 5 episodes here and there sporadically on Toonami way back in the day. Watched Naruto back when it was originally airing in Japan. Watched all the way through it, and I never got into One Piece. I tried watching Bleach. Didn't really get into Bleach. I think I might have watched I think I might have finally watched the first 3 seasons of Bleach, I believe, but still didn't really. It was good, but it wasn't like, you know, didn't grab me. One Piece is very long. It's a very long anime. I have heard stories of people being like teenagers, like 13, and they're now like young adults, and they're still watching this show. That is an achievement on its own. Whether or not One Piece is a good show, whether or not it's a good manga, that is not up for debate here. That's an achievement, because I think this show started, the manga I think started, I want to say 2002. Now, correct me wrong, I haven't looked up any information. I'm just going based off of like memory that I might know. So what I decided to do, because Netflix did an adaptation of One Piece, and they're doing a show. I don't know if it's gonna, I think it's gonna be a show, just kind of like they did one, like Cowboy Bebop and like Death Note. They were all terrible. I hated all of them. Didn't like any of them. And I'm a huge fan of both Death Note. I love Death Note. That's one of my favorite modern animes, and I freaking love Cowboy Bebop. I love Cowboy Bebop. It's one of my favorite shows. One of my favorite Toonami shows back in the day. Netflix has been butchering it, and so I thought to myself, should I wait till August, watch the One Piece show, and then go back and watch the anime and see if there's a difference in opinion? See if the Netflix adaptation gets me to want to watch One Piece. I also thought, how can I give a direct opinion on the One Piece live action? I've never seen anything One Piece. And being a huge Dragon Ball fan that I am, I decided to watch One Piece. Now, due to copyright reasons, and I know Toei Animation is very strict when it comes to animes, people watching anime on YouTube, I simply don't want to deal with it. Okay, I simply don't want to have to cut. I just don't want to try to do it. This is the introduction to the series. You can watch my full reactions on Patreon. Just head over to patreon.com/MyJPlanetTV, and you can watch all of my reactions to One Piece on there, fully uncut, unedited for the most part, little edits here and there, but for the most part, that's what you can do there. What I'm gonna do for YouTube is I think every 5 episodes I'm gonna do like a review, my thoughts, just to kind of keep you guys, if you're not on Patreon and you're not watching it with me on Patreon, that way those of you who still want to support and watch me on YouTube but maybe not have the money to support me to be able to watch the show on your own with me, you can I'll give you like a kind of like a recaps, like so I've watched the first episode. While the first episode had a lot of tropes, and I compared a lot to Dragon Ball Z, and I also watching the English dub version. You know, those are the comments. You can hate me for that, watching the English dub, not watching Japanese. I decided to watch it on English because it's on Netflix and it's really easy to watch it, and Netflix is caught up. Like, they have like the latest seasons on there. It's gonna be a long haul. I'm gonna try to go for the long haul on this, okay? Well, I'm on season 1, episode 2 now. We have a long way to go. What is it, like 25 seasons? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's long. Like, it's a long show, and I don't know how many episodes I'll get through a week. My goal is to watch an episode a day, because I gotta record them and then I gotta edit them. So, and the editing's gonna be very minimal, because I'm just gonna like just cut out some of the like bits and stuff, like, you know, and then post it on Patreon. So, and then every 5 episodes I'm gonna do probably like a weekly recap video like this. We got introduced to Nami, we got introduced to Luffy, and the Zoro at the end anyways, and he's a badass apparently. Luffy's made out of rubber, which, you know, he ate like, I think they called it a gum fruit. He wants to be king of the pirates, and while he's a pirate, I don't think he's a bad guy. I got the strong vibe that he's a noble person, and there's probably a reason he wants to be king of the pirates. And I think there's some kind of, like, maybe he's related to the guy, or there's something noble he wants to do by becoming king of the pirates versus something malicious, like being a pirate, you know. I don't know if they've explained that backstory yet in the show, if the reasoning. I know for a fact he hasn't found the One Piece yet. I know that for a fact. Like, it's called One Piece, and he's one king of the pirates, but yet he hasn't found it yet. I always joke about that with my friends who watch One Piece. Piece or a little bit more into it maybe. One of the things I found really interesting was Nami. Now I have some friends that have done cosplay, or friend groups that people have cosplay as Nami, and I've even like some cosplayers that I have followed in the past or like met done Nami cosplay, and they always seem to depict her with huge knockers. I found it interesting that in this first episode she literally doesn't have the same size of chest that she has later on in the show. That I've seen like clips in here or there of her from latest episodes and like our movies or whatever, and then just like, you know, merchandise, you know, like statues and like, you know, shirts are just huge. One Piece women, especially like in fairy tale, like One Piece, like all the women are like very curvy and stuff like that. So I found it interesting that she's not so much that. So I was wondering like, how old is she? Like, is she supposed to be like 15 here, and then later on like in the show she's like 18, 20 or something? Because, you know, I'm assuming it's been like the show progresses over several years. I find that interesting, the difference in her character, her look of her character in the first episode versus what she looks like and depicted in the media, in the merchandise today. So I find that really interesting. And Luffy looks the same from my understanding, and Zoro I think looks a little different. And I know the intro showed a couple other characters that I know that are part of his crew, and I'm sure the first 5 episodes, maybe 6 or 7 episodes, are going to be just basically him finding all his crew members. I don't really expect a whole lot to be happening as the show progresses in the first season, but hopefully it holds my attention. I want to keep watching it. As always, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This has been my first impression introduction of the One Piece anime show. For those watching, I am watching the Funimation dub that is on Netflix, so I apologize if that upsets anybody that feel that I maybe should watch this in Japanese first. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go ahead and check out this one right here for more. And as always, until next time.